Hello Aries, I'm Louise from BeHealing.com, and this is the weekly read for Aries, the week starting the 14th to the 20th of October 2019. Sorry about the noise, they're building a new place next door. If you'd like a personal reading with me, private reading, then the links are in the box below. We're starting this week off with a full moon, if you'd like a full moon reading, the link is in the box there below. You can save $20 on that at the moment. So I've picked out a reading for you, Aries, a card for you for the overriding energies for this week. And we've got the Eagle King. This came up in the protection position, so it's upside down. Pretty much every sign has had a card that's in protection position for this week. So it says about the big picture and angelic help. So let's just check out what Colette says about this card when it's in that upside down challenger position. The Eagle King challenges you to see a higher purpose to events. Not everything is meant to come to pass according to your specifications. If you can't see the forest for the trees, stand back for a while and let the Eagle King fly high on your behalf. Perhaps it's time to speak to someone who has objectivity and an ability to see the bigger picture where you don't. Good time to get a reading. Just to make sense of things, Just remember that even when things don't go the way you expect, there's always a reason for the detour. Oh, higher purpose for events. Okay, so that's the overriding energies for you for this week, Aries. Let's check out what the guidance is. General guidance is for this week. Just keeping that in mind, of the angelic help, seeing the bigger picture. Now, general guidance for this week is about empowering yourself to do what you love. So maybe you've been stuck in the same kind of job that you don't really love, but you've had dreams of doing something that you love. You're not empowered yourself to actually take the steps to do it yet. Well, why not? You're not here to suffer. You're not here to do things that you don't want to do. Your life is for you. It's for your enjoyment. It's for you to do what you want to do and create what you want to create in this world. And so empower yourself and take your own power and go for what it is that you want. The universe will back you up every single time. It'll back you up. Also, you might not be empowering yourself to move on to something that you really want to do, something that you'd love to do because you think that you should stay where you are because you made that decision before. Now this is about seeing that bigger picture again. There isn't one thing that we should do in our lives. Our lives are a path. It's about us finding out who we are. And our life path, like when you think about career, we have lots of different jobs. We get different skills through that. And then everything that we do, we use those skills and we get better and better. We get more and more discerning about what we really love, hopefully. And things get better and better for us, and when we share more of ourselves in a bigger and better way. And so that's a path. So maybe you're holding yourself back because you think you should have found. I know, growing up in the UK, there was this belief that you should have found your life partner in your early 20s and found your career and then just do that same thing for the rest of your life. It's like, no, it's like in your early 20s, you're still only finding yourself. You're just out of school, and you're still in the school of life. And so that's a time for trying lots of different things. And so, yeah, I see the bigger picture there. Empower yourself to do what you love. And it doesn't matter if it changes, It doesn't matter if you do something for 6 months, or even if you're in someone you love, in a relationship with someone that you love for 6 months. It doesn't have to be long term. There's a flow, there's a life path to it. Now, what about relationships, love relationships? Right. This is about letting go of who you think you are. This is do you keep on getting into similar kind of relationships because you think that you're less than you are, or you think that you're a certain kind of person? I know, in my 20s, I kept on getting into relationships with people that my friends would get into relationships with. I wasn't trusting myself at all and my choices and my intuition of who I was really attracted to. And so I started going for the guys that had similar passions and interests to what my friends liked rather than what I liked. Weird, huh? But I really didn't trust myself. And so in the same way, let go of what you thought you were. It could be that you keep on getting into relationships with people that are like your family, whereas you're the black sheep in the family. You're not like your family, so why get in relationships with them? Why keep on thinking that you're at that level or that you should be around those people instead of being who you really are? So it's really about letting go of who you think you are, those incorrect ideas of who you are, so that you can really let the right person in. I'm really hearing with this, Aries, that you're holding yourself back, that you're not seeing your brilliance, you're not thinking that you're as great as you are, and so you're not going for this great person that's lined up for you. Important advice for this week. Okay, Aries, what about business, career, jobs, all of that good stuff? Right. We've got communicate and take the risk. So a week of change where it comes to business and career. So, you know, those first cards that we got, the general stuff, it's about empowering yourself to do what you love. So I'm really feeling that there's change coming in your work, in your workplace. So whether you're wanting to leave a job, actually take the risk of telling them, of like saying, I want to leave. Or maybe you want to change departments or change your role, change who you're working with, speaking up for yourself, empowering yourself. Maybe you just need to leave the job and you need to hand in notice. You need to communicate that to them, take that risk. Something will show for sure. Or if you've got your own business, maybe you need to shift in focus. You need to shift what you're doing completely. Maybe you need to tell your customers that you're not going to be doing something anymore, that you just don't feel like doing anymore. It's not really aligned with you anymore. And so this is about like instigating it by communicating it first. So telling your customers, telling your boss, telling your colleagues. Taking that risk, speaking out, changing what it is that you're doing this week. Remember, we've got that angelic help as well about the bigger picture. So your life has a big picture to it, you know. It's not this logical thing where you're meant to find this job, you know, when you're younger and just stick with it. There's not one role that's right for you. But there's a destiny, you know, there's an area. You can be as creative as you want in that area. You've got your passions and everything, you align with that, and that's what you should be doing. Because it's what you want to do. Right, abundance and money for our Aries this week. We've got time alone and follow my knowing. So this is about really getting to who you are, like spending time alone so you can get back to your own energy, so you can start listening to yourself and trusting yourself. What's right for one person isn't right for another person. And so if you've been, say you're in a workplace and you keep on listening to your boss and your colleagues, and they all seem to be on a similar life path. They're really into what they're doing and they want to become managers or whatever. And you just know you've got this creative spark inside of you maybe. And you're not listening to that. You kind of listening to them and thinking that you should go along their path too, and you should be the same. You should want this, you should want that. You should want to be in management. You should want, you know, the next level within that business. Well, taking time to yourself, maybe a holiday, or just not spending so much time with other people, like on your breaks, your lunch break, whatever. Having that time alone to get to yourself again. What is it that you want? And then follow your intuition. Could be that you need to change your job completely. It's kind of, the cards are kind of showing that, aren't they, this week, that it's time for change for you to move toward your destiny, do something that's more aligned with you. Aries. And the best way to do that is have time alone. Like we can't make fresh decisions for ourselves when we're around a lot of people all the time and our time's full. Because we're just, even if you're not talking to people about it, even if you're not asking for their opinions, we're still picking up on their energy and their thoughts when we're around people. And it's so powerful to have time by yourself, doing a lot of meditation. You get really clear on your own energy again, and what it is that you want. And you can make decisions from there. You know, like I always had business ideas when I was on maternity leave from work, way back in my 20s. And I'd have all these entrepreneurial ideas. Just because I wasn't around those people anymore. I wasn't in that situation, that work situation around those people. And so I got to who I really was, and I'd have these entrepreneurial ideas. And then 6 months later, I'd have to go back to work, and I'd just get back into that daily grind again, get on the same wavelength as all the people around me, and just carried on in that pattern, doing the same thing. Completely forgot about all those ideas I had, you know. And it's only when I gave myself complete freedom, when I quit quit that corporate role when I turned 30 and just gave myself my space to be myself. Started traveling, worked in Uganda for a while and moved to Australia, gave myself that space and just started creating my own businesses from that space. That life got really good. But I needed that space first. I needed space first to be myself and find out what it was. Not space and then going back to that job, but complete space and freedom to figure out who I was and to act on that. You got the same thing, Aries. So give yourself that space, that time alone, so you can follow your intuition, the path to your destiny. Again, we've got the Eagle King. There's a bigger picture to your life and it's time to step into that. It's time to step forward. Aries, step forward, initiate that this week. If you'd like a private reading, the links are in the description box below. Have a fantastic week, Aries, and I'll see you next week. Bye.